Hey guys, Steve here for Who Took My Dice Miniature Wargaming. Welcome to another Ramble On. And this one is going to be about the boob plate controversy that I've seen flipping around. If you don't know what it is, I'm not even sure what originated. Uh, I guess certain people have a problem with the top armor of the Sisters of Battle. Obviously, it has the breastplate, um, the bosom, whatever you want to call it. There's fleur-de-lis on it. It's made to accentuate the fact that they're women. They've been like this since the get-go. I can see why some people would be upset, and with the current social climate we're living in nowadays, things that for the longest time have been considered normal being questioned. It gets a lot of people upset on either end of the spectrum, even in the middle. Um, to me personally, I think if people are trying to use this as some sort of women's empowerment, this isn't the way to do it. Complaining about plastic, which will be plastic metal models, not really the way to go about it. And this is what surprised me. They're making such a big deal about these Sisters about the boob plate, as they're calling it, when Games Workshop has had Slaneshi models, which have shown off a lot more over the years. Obviously, some of those models are gone now. The old demonettes were pretty much half naked. From they wore loincloth. Most of the time, you could see the butt cheeks and boobs everywhere, multiple. Um, but of course, we're living in different times now. People are far more aware of the differences now than they were before. Um, but to me, this is just the wrong venue to attack. And regardless of, I mean, Games Workshop's going to put out the models they put out, and I have a feeling that we're going to see Sisters of Battle go out, boom, just the way they are. We saw those 3D renderings there. That's how they're going to go out. And I'm fine with that. Personally, it's the way they've always been. And if you're thinking that this is somehow going to be women's empowerment, if that's what some people are thinking by saying we made Games Workshop change it, power to us. This is the wrong fight. It's just, to me, it is the wrong fight. They're models. If you don't like them, don't look at them. Don't play with them. Don't associate with them. It's, to me, there's at some point we lost the ability to have our own self control over ourselves. Um, if I don't like a TV show, I turn it off. I don't sit there and complain and hop on Facebook and write a big nasty, uh, you know, um, post about it. I just turn it off. It's that simple. It's out of my life. I'm done. I don't care. Um, but to me, this is also one that would be a no-win for Games Workshop. If Games Workshop decided to suddenly change the look of the armor, say they decide to go with something like the female Stormcast Eternals, that I would just have like a solid chunk of metal and then curves underneath to show that they have breasts. Um, they'd have to change the aesthetic of the rest of the armor as well to match. And even then, purists of 40K would get upset. People who liked the way the models looked originally would get upset. Um, it's it's a no-win. Also, in doing so, they could end up taking this group of people who are upset even more. An example I have for that is actually something from Netflix. I know it's weird. Netflix, Warhammer 40,000. Netflix is doing a reimagining, I guess, a new show of She-Ra, Princess of Power, right? A remake of the 1980s classic cartoon. She's the sister, the twin sister of He-Man. Um, I've seen some stuff for it. Castle Grayskull's there. She's got the sword and all the cool explosionary stuff. Um, and they drew her very much like a lot of cartoons are now. Um, there's nothing really. There's no emphasis on anything anatomically correct. Girls, boys all have sort of this straight line body up and down. Um, Nothing other than say hair and voice. Obvious, really obvious things. The way they dress differentiates them. Um, and this, so they did this. Obviously, that's the way cartoons are now. They probably did it thinking ahead of going, well, if we give her big bosoms, people are upset. If we, right? So obvious stuff. What happened is people came out and basically ran Netflix down on this because they made her look too unwomanish, if that's a thing, you know. They said they took away her uniqueness. They made her look almost boyish. So what's the point in having her if you're going to make her look like a boy? Obviously, you can't make people happy. Um, and I can see why some people would be upset about these models. Um, they do have big boobs. Whether that was something that the original modelers did years ago, because most of them, if not all of them at that point, were men. This maybe it's a subconscious thing. I don't know. This could get really, really, really deep, and I don't want to get that deep. I'm just giving my viewpoint on it. I see models made by other companies. There's some of the famous female commissars. They've got the hat, they got the bolt pistol, big sword, the sash. They also have like massive breasts that are about to pop out of what very little is covering them. And obviously there is a niche for that. People want to buy it. They want to make models. I'm all fine with that. Um, I'm sort of a live and let live type of guy. So if you want to make those models and people want to buy them, you're not really hurting anybody with that. Go for it. It's all good. But I could also see on the other side some people would find it offensive. Um, that's where I would hope sort of that own self control. I don't like that model. I don't want to see that model. I'm not going to look at it anymore. There's a little bit of self control. You guys got to have some self control. This complaining, going, oh, get rid of it. I don't like it. It's too much. And I feel that this is, we want change for the sake of change. And some things have to change. I understand why they changed the demonettes the way they were. They were too naked. Now they're a lot more, actually, now I think they're better. Because now they look twisted. They look disgusting. And yet, if you look at the fluff, they're supposed to be the most alluring creatures you've ever seen. Although you look at them, there's nothing alluring about them. But I'm gonna leave it there. You guys, I'm gonna leave it with you guys. Tell me, am I wrong? Do you disagree? Do you agree? I don't think there's any really right viewpoint on this, just opinion. But guys, let me know down below. Rip my head off if you want to. Tell me I'm insane or tell me I'm correct. Either way, it's been great chatting with you again. And as always, like, share, subscribe, and keep rolling those dice. I'll see you later. Bye.